guys, I'm Chuck Dempsey with KC HiLiTES. We're over here at the Parker 425 in Parker, Arizona. Kind of do a little walk around our chase trucks because everybody's asking kind of like, what is a chase truck? What does it do? What's the purpose of it in racing? And it's a key component in our racing that everyone needs. So let's take a walk and check it out. Usually, we change out the tires, make them a little better, carry a little bit more weight. These trucks are actually extremely heavy because they're filled with a lot of tools and equipment that we need to keep the race car going. Between carrying the spare tires, having the tools that you need to work with them, air compressors, nitrogen bottles, airlines, carries their spare tires and rims. It just has a lot of stuff on it. And the purpose of the truck is, everyone's coming from different areas and we're bringing our garages with us to the race. And so everything's in it. So if something happens to the truck, we'll be able to go out to get the car, fix it there, or maybe get it to another pit according to what kind of racing sanction body you're in. Pretty much every race, because we come here, we do a qualifying to get our start position for the race. So then after that, you're doing a little walk around on the truck where it could be bleeding brakes, adjusting air pressures, changing tires. We actually even get into changing some of the gear ratios from between qualifying and racing. So we need our garages. It's like basically our garage on wheels to follow us where we're going. So we have everything accessible for us to change and do what we need on the race trucks. So just to kind of show you some of the stuff that we have in the toolboxes, pretty much everything from pliers, tape measures, pretty much everything we need for electrical, all the big stuff, big hammers, pry bars, different styles of crescent wrenches, drill bits, air gauges, wire gauges, screwdrivers, knives, ratchets, sockets, of course, wrenches. So on this particular chase truck, we have our fuel tower mounted to the chase truck. So what that basically is, this comes rolling forward, gets filled up with 65, 75 gallons worth of fuel, if not more. These are the fuel that it comes in, and it comes out of this big hose, and as soon as the truck comes in, stabs it in there and fills it up instantly. So that's another part of the importance of the chase truck.
A little bit easier than jugs?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually way faster than jugs, and it's actually way safer than drugs. Did I say drugs?
Yeah.
It's actually way quicker and way safer than the jugs because it's a lot less easy to spill it. So then obviously there's not flames and stuff going around. So the nitrogen bottles here is that we can plug in a regulator and actually use air tools and use that to fill up the tires. And we also have a air jack that we use that we plug into it, and it pops the truck up. We'll get over that in a minute. All right, so we're over here in the pit area with the truck. We're running a 6100 class, which is a trophy spec class, and that consists of, that's why the numbers are 6100 and on. We're running a truck where it's a trophy truck in a sense, but we have somewhat of specific specs that we have to stay in with a motor size. So it's basically a trophy truck, a little bit smaller of a motor, same suspension, same chassis, same everything. So let's take a walk and check it out.
Or no, this one is the one that you can look up online and see.
So what do the guys do right now?
Right now,
and then it also
so
stuff inside for us to use.
Kenny's actually we pull off our panels, make sure everything's good inside, wiring, all the foot pedals, everything's good. He's actually closing it back up, and then we actually tape around the outsides just to keep a little more dust out of the cab. We're going to be doing 425 miles, going through a lot of dust and a lot of sand washes and silt. So we're just taping up the corners to try to keep the cab a little cleaner. We're just going to do a quick little interruption here. This is our team Chevy for KC. It's actually a factory Chevy guy. They got 2 trucks entered in the race. So now we're bringing you the insides of the truck. It's a 6100 truck built by Brenthal Industries. It's a chromoly chassis with parts. We're running King shocks. As you can see, they're 4.0s. It's pretty big. The truck weighs about 6,000 pounds. Does probably like 120 miles an hour top speed. It's capable of going over 3 to 4 foot whoops at a high rate of speed. You can see there's a lot of geometry. Everything's really, tie rods are built pretty thick. We're running big Jamar brakes on it, truck style brakes.
I don't know if you'll remember, but there's a shop.
One thing about the class that's unique is that it's a spec motor, so everybody that's in this class has to run the same motor, same horsepower. So we kind of call it like a driver's class. You know, it doesn't matter how big your team is or how small it is, it still comes down to the driver getting it to the finish line on his capability of driving.
Kind of evens out the playing field a little bit.
Yeah, you know, there's some teams out here that have, you know, millions and millions and millions of dollars, and there's the guys out here that have thousands of dollars. And what's cool about it is that both types of teams can compete against each other because it evens out the playing field. Kind of step into the cab a little bit here.
So that same system.
Everything is, I know it's probably a little harder to get in there, but everything is with data and GPS, and back in the old days they used to use switches, and now they're using all mil spec data loggers, and everything's electronic nowadays. Moving back, we're running the same 4.0 Kings in the rear. As you can see, the fans are huge for all the oiling and coolant, keep them cool when you're running, you know, 500 to 600 horsepower back here. Things tend to get a little hot when you're going so fast. Most of the trucks now have say about anywhere from 90 to 110 gallons of fuel that they carry. Most of the guys are carrying 2 spare tires. This is our air jack that we use. I mentioned why we use the air cans. We'll plug this into this and roll it up underneath there and be able to jack the truck up, change the tires pretty quick.